extremely happy to invite you to this program and welcome you. And this is the 53rd episode of this program. And when we started this program about 3 years ago, we thought that it would be an opportunity for all LCIPs in Isame area for, demonstrating, utilizing, and also helping other FDIs and other trained graduates in our area, and also at the same time to benefit them to upskill themselves. So this is a platform that we've created for ourselves, LCIPs, in India and in Isame area. There are quite a lot of lions across who are interested in improving their skills and updating their knowledge. And so we have thrown open the gates to everybody who is interested. We have not limited it to LCIPs and FDIs. Whoever is interested in updating and upskilling is welcome. And we have already presented 52 times on alternative Thursdays, and we are going on to the 53rd presentation today. This was the first year when we made quite a lot of presentations. Each of these presentations, as I told you already, was made by an LCIP, and each of these presentations had either a past international director or a current international director or a current international leader as the chief guest. So we had quite a lot of presentations during the first year. Encouraged by the response for the first year, we started another series during the second year also. It's last year, 2024-25, and with again quite a lot of LCIPs coming forward to make these presentations. And this year, this is the third year, and during the third year, we have again, today we are on the fifth in the series, and we are going ahead, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more presentations in the future as well. And today, we are going to start with an explanation of one of the code of ethics, as we have always been doing. Every one of these programs has a very brief introduction to one of the basics of lionism. And today, the fifth code of ethics is going to be explained to us by Ram Manohar Saubhagya. Ram, please switch on your mobile microphone and please tell us what this code of ethics is.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to all. I am Lion Ram Manohar from District 320D, and I thank very much nagaRAJU garu for asking me to interpret a clause, a code on ethics on friendship. I thank him for the opportunity. It is already displayed, the code. The beauty of Lion's code of ethics is actually whichever I read among the 8, that always sounds the best. The code simply tells us that friendship doesn't depend on give and take. True friendship is not a means, but it's an end itself. For example, in the lions context, imagine 2 lions are conversing. One lion says to another, I helped you in organizing a service project last month, so you must help me in doing this project this time. So this is a friendship as a means. But if the lion says, I am ready to help you in your project and I don't expect anything in return, this is a friendship as an end itself. As true friends, we lions serve without expecting any rewards or recognition. Because friendship is not a tool to benefit or get some work done, because it is selflessness, actually, basically. True friendship or true lionism means giving and serving with no expectations of return, only with love and goodwill. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you very much for that wonderful interpretation of one of the code, one of the guidelines and the code of ethics. Thank you very much for that. So how lionism promotes true friendship in its truest sense is what it means. Thank you once again. So we'll go on to the main part of the presentation. So we have our chief guest, past international president, Dr. Patty Hill with us. And we are extremely happy that she has consented to give us this time. I know how difficult it is for her to spare time for us, how busy she must have been. And despite that, she has agreed. Actually, I invited her some 4 or 5 fortnights ago, and she could not, she was extremely busy then. And she finally said that today she could give us time. And we are extremely happy. When I told my friends that Dr. Pat Hill is going to be the chief guest today, people did not believe. They asked me, will she really come? So, I mean, this is a surprise to them. Dr. Patty Hill is a past international president, a university teacher. She has worked quite a lot for the deaf and dumb people, and she's one of the most adored past presidents of the International Association, among the very, 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 very few women who have led that high position. She has been one, and I am a personal admirer of her presentation skills. Uh, I don't think I've seen any other leader with a kind of uh, clarity in her thought, and also the pauses, the pace at which she speaks, the simplicity of the language she uses. It's a quite admirable. So I'm extremely happy that she has come to us today, and I request her to give her message to us. And her slideshow is here, and she would like to. I request her to give her message during the next few minutes. Over to Dr. Patty Hill.
Well, thank you so very much for the invitation to be a part of this group. And thank you for accommodating my schedule and my times. But good evening to all. And for those of you celebrating festival today, I wish you, oh, pardon me, and now I'm all choked up. I wish you a very great day. I wanted to talk to you about how we foster and, oh, can we go back one slide, please? Go back, well, yeah, no, back to the first slide. That's the one. We all are involved in fostering, mentoring, training, helping to develop leaders. And this may be within, could you go back one slide, please? Thanks. Leaders in our association, perhaps in our workplace, in our businesses. But we've all seen examples of leaders we didn't appreciate quite so much. Leaders that may have not been good at team building. And before we go to the next slide, I'm inviting you to drop some notes into the chat. You know, what were some of those traits or characteristics that were off-putting, that you didn't like, that you didn't appreciate in a leader? And you know, I can start. Maybe they were too dictatorial, too top-down driven. But go ahead and put some thought into the things we know we don't like. I see attitude as one of them. Yes, sometimes leaders come to their role or their position with a certain attitude, and that puts people off. Ego, selfishness, yes, and even the ethic that we saw tonight. You know, if they are using their position as a means to an end, you know, a means to maybe climb the leadership ladder. Oh, bossing, lack of empathy. I see, Shirley, thank you for this one, micromanagement. And so every leader has a style, but how do we train? How do we mentor leaders to have the characteristics we know that teams want? So now we can go to the next slide. And I see one more chat there. Sometimes leaders do not walk the talk. How true. So when we are coaching our leaders, you know, we tell them things like, you need to build trust in your team. But are we telling them how to build trust in the team? And one of the first ways we do that is we coach them and encourage them to make a space for all ideas. When I join a committee, I know perfectly well If my ideas are not going to be heard, I'm not going to be invested, committed at the same level as if my ideas were heard. Even if my ideas aren't accepted and we choose a different way, a different path, a different project, a different leadership activity or training event, if my ideas were heard, I still feel like a part of the team that made the decision. This is sort of the opposite of the bossing that somebody mentioned. Thanks, Selena. We have to mentor people to promote healthy life balance. How many of you have approached a potential leader and they said, oh, I can't do what you do. You spend hours and hours on lions, right? So how do we show them a respect for that healthy life balance? In other words, managing expectations. And so we need to work with people on how they can manage expectations so that people don't feel like a lesser contributor, don't feel like they aren't doing enough. If they are contributing their skill, their expertise to the committee or the team, then they are doing enough. But how do we do that? And how do we then recognize them for that good work and their effort? It's often their effort that needs to be recognized, even if something didn't happen the way we dreamed it to happen. If everybody put their effort in, how do we recognize that? So when we're talking to leaders, we might talk about the art of recognition. But sometimes in our training seminars, I've become aware we talk about it, but we don't actually show them examples or have them brainstorm examples or literally, create a space for all the ideas. So we're modeling how you do that. And then meetings are often very rushed. I know even today I'm feeling rushed. But how do we create time for open communication? Are we using the chat box enough if it's a virtual meeting? Do we pause and have time for feedback and ideas and brainstorming? Or are the meetings so driven by the agenda that the person who comes might feel they don't have a space to participate? If we don't give them a space to participate, we'll never know their potential as a future leader. So when we're coaching leaders, when we're training vice governors, when we're training cabinet officers, when we're acting as a club committee leader, how do we really create time for open communication? These are some of the best practices of leaders who have strong, committed teams, right? Because that's really what I wanted to focus on today. How do you really do the work of team building? And then how does that leader that we're grooming, how do they mentor and support? What's their follow-up strategy? And have they actually asked people how they like to have follow-up? For me, I always say to people, please follow up with me digitally. Text me, email me, but don't phone me because I probably will be in a meeting and not answer. Everyone has their own style. Some people will want to have follow up every week. Some want it every month. But there is no one size that fits all. So are we really training our leaders to recognize that? Let's go on to the next slide. One of the things that I've learned is that the people who sign up for leadership roles are not always the leaders we want. And sometimes leaders are not recognized because we have a narrow idea in our mind of what a leader looks like. So I created a handout that I'll ask our host to drop into the chat box for you, or perhaps send as a follow-up. But I encourage people to watch closely when they're working with the team. There is the type of leader who immediately gets it. They get the goal. They're there. They're ready. But then there are the others who are the inspiring people. These are the people who can get everybody excited about the goal. They can talk that talk. And we need some of them on our team as well. Then we have leaders who build trust, as we've been talking about. People will show up for them, they trust them, and it's because they have some of those characteristics that we highlighted earlier. Some of them are very quiet leaders, but they will guide. Sometimes behind the scenes, they're guiding people and coaching them and leading them to success. And we need some of those people as leaders as well. We need those who inspire confidence. You know, there might be people who talk the talk, but you have no confidence in them, right? So when you're watching in a club visit or in a zone meeting or at a training workshop, who are the ones that really inspire confidence and bring them forward as new leaders? Look for the ones who are curious. They ask questions. They want to know. In a group, if you have a project, you need people willing to put their hand up and ask the questions, not sit there quietly and wait for direction. So think about those people and the ones who try to change the bad situation into a good one, the ones who can find a way forward when it's not going well. Next slide, please. There are so many types of leaders. I had to use 2 slides. We need people who don't crumble under pressure. You know, who's that person you know you can go to, even when there's a deadline or pressure or something needs to be rethought, replanned, refixed? We need that type of leader. Then we need the ones who don't cave in, the ones who are willing to stand up for their ideals. We need their voice on our teams when we're building teams. You know that person who shows up with a contingency plan, the plan B, you know, the person who remembers to rent a tent in case it rains that day in the park? You know, we need those people who are always thinking. Sometimes they get criticized, you know, they're told, oh, you're always being negative. You're always thinking of what could go wrong. But we need those people when we're team building. They have a very special skill. The ones who use enthusiasm to unite team members, the ones who keep the team focused. The last thing we want is a team that goes off in different directions, right? So some people just have that beautiful skill of being able to say, well, that we have so many ideas, but I see we're all working together on the project, blah, blah, blah. And they bring it all back together. They have that summarizing ability, the consensus ability. When you see someone who has that skill, bring them onto your team, bring them forward as a leader. And then, you know, work together with them to find people who can improve group efficiency. Some people are just great project managers. They can see where to make things more efficient. Look for the people who will accept responsibility, not the ones who deflect responsibility and say, oh, that wasn't me, that was somebody else. Right? We want the people who take responsibility. And then the ones who know when to step aside, share the leadership, and mentor others. So we have a constant pool of new leaders. Now, thank you very much. I know that's a lot. That's why we put it in a handout that we will share with you. And I know my time is up. But thank you for letting me highlight some of these thoughts. I hope within that, there are 1 or 2 ideas that you can take away to your own practice as a leader, as a leadership development person. Take that away and use it. That's what I wanted to share with you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Patty Hill, for that wonderful and very brief presentation on the leadership styles and what we can uh, take home from there. And I think it's something extremely useful for all the LCIPs here and also for everybody who is participating in this program. We are extremely thankful to you for giving your time this evening and being with us. Thanks a lot. I now invite today's presenter, LCIP Manoj Govind, to go ahead with the presentation. I'll tell you about Manoj Govind a little later when finishes his presentation. He's some kind of a global trainer apart from what he has already achieved in lionism. He has been doing quite a lot of leadership training sessions at various levels, both corporate and other. I invite Manoj ji to share his slideshow and go ahead with the presentation.
Thank you very much, Alan nagaRAJU sir. And of course, today is a very precious day in the sense that we are all blessed. We are all blessed because of one reason. One reason is Madam's presence here. So my sincere thanks to you, ma'am. So I mean, coming from the southern tip of India, that is from Kerala, my place is known as Queen of Arabian Sea's capital, that is Kochi. So thank you very much. It's a fantastic day. One is today is Gandhi Jayanti, and the entire India is celebrating for two reasons. One is festival of Dasara, that is knowledge and wealth, and other is the person who have paved the way for leadership, and we can be connected with the word service. So thank you very much. Learn fraternity. Let me come just to share that of my presentation.
While Manoj is sharing his presentation, I just would like to add that Manoj has been a corporate trainer and a very popular mentor with highly extensive experience in guiding entrepreneurs, professionals, students, lions, of course, and helping them grow and excel. So he has been working for longer than a decade with that expertise. And he specializes in quite a lot of areas, including leadership development, professionalism, time management, and many, many other topics. I think your slideshow is ready. Manoj, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I hope you can already that of title of my training program is already distributed. We have three verticals in the sense very powerful, three separate superpower. So when we coin this three, we are getting an arrow. That arrow can penetrate any kind of walls in the world. That means there is no limitation for this. So that is a positive thinking habit. When we talk about the word positive, it's a meaning. I don't know how to differ from one person to another person. If you take an example of everybody is the earth, if you take the example of those yet to be born in this world, if you ask them, they will say, I'm positive. If you ask Mr. Donald Trump, he will say he is positive. When he goes to Kremlin, he also says he is positive. The positive word, Mr. Netanyahu is also saying that he is positive. So what do you mean by positive? So for the next half an hour, exactly 25 minutes, this will be the takeaway, or this is my intention. That is the objective of the small training program. By the end of the session, the participants will be able to practice the fact that energy is positive and the thinking is directed, habits are automated, and success become lifestyle is not an accident. So you can connect those points. Madam's the second point that knows when to step aside, share leadership, mentoring the new leaders. That also comes under this subject. So when we go to the subject in detail, there is outlook and outcome. These are two things that we always select. So from here, when we combine this, the shape just not our outlook, but also our outcome. So one is about positivity. The second is about a muscle, that is habits. The third is about thinking. So these are all the three verticals today we are going to discuss. Three verticals. And we are going to combine these three verticals to a single one. And suppose if you are connecting these three, then positive thinking habits is coming to. Even though there are three verticals, but we are connecting this to a single entity. So that comes with a very powerful tool, that is positive thinking habit. So let me ask you one question for an interaction. Suppose if you were to select that if you have to choose one to strengthen, which one would you pick and why? There's positive thinking habits. Please comment which one you are going to say. Okay, Mr. Rameshji, you are selecting habits. Very nice. And if it is why, we can also add in thinking. nagaRAJU sir, okay. Selena Hadre habits. And Sheikh thinking. Thinking. Anybody can add one more point? Why? Add why. Which one would you pick and why? Thinking. Habits are shows your daily actions. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. It shows the ways. It shows the ways. Thinking leads to positive. Fantastic. Okay. So now I'm just taking you through an example. Through an example in the sense that the typical example from my village. In India, you can connect it, especially from South India, it can be connected. From outside India, I don't know how to connect this picture. Okay. I'm taking an example of two gentlemen. One's name is Ravi and the second's name is Arun. This Ravi was late to office because there's some kind of issues happened in the home. That means wife was not well. She was not able to prepare food. So instead of 9:30, he was able to move away from home by 9:45. Meanwhile, when he came, Mr. Ravi, when he came to the bus stop, the bus is already, he missed the bus. By cursing the day, he came back and he took the car. While he was moving, while he was driving out, he could see that a procession is coming from the temple. Mr. Ravi could see that procession is coming from temple, the elephants and keeping the deity. Okay. By seeing that one, he lost his mood. Already he is late by 15 minutes. So somehow he found out a way nearby. It was a way nearby paddy field. Through the paddy field, he was moving away. Suddenly, a gentleman stopped his car. It was his old friend for the last 10 years. He was outside. He recently came to hometown and he purposefully, in the sense that he stopped Mr. Ravi's car and engaged in talking. Somehow Ravi was escaped from there and he reached the office at 11 o'clock. Normally by 10 o'clock he reaches the office, but this time he reached the office at by 11 o'clock. The second case, Mr. Arun, the same one, he was also very late in the senses because of family issues. And he was late and when he came out, he missed the bus. So he thought, why going to take a car today? After a long time, I'm getting a chance to take the car. When he was moving out, he could see the procession is coming from temple with the deity. He said, what a fantastic day. Suppose he was traveled by bus, he will not be able to see the procession. For the last so many years, he was missing this procession because of his job and all those things. So after enjoying this one, he took the same way, that is the paddy field. When he was driving very slowly by enjoying that of surroundings, all of a sudden he could see that his old friend 10 years before they were together. Right now, this person was at outside. He came to village. He stopped the car. And half an hour he engaged with him. And finally, he reached the office at by 11 o'clock. And to the surprise, only few people came to the office by 11 o'clock. My dear friends, I am bringing two scenarios. The two scenarios in the sense that what the response, that means a reaction and response is the two factors which is very prime here. The same thing that is happened here. Just recollect the theory of Mr. Stephen R. Covey, 90-10 principle. 90-10 principle says that 90% what is happening in our life, it is a replica of yesterdays. Only the 10% is different today, but that 10% is deciding our fate. That's the same thing that is happening here. The same incident, same scenario, but the response, how he responds to the incidents, which is not in our hands. When we connect these points, suppose to a room, one person is coming with very cheerful way. cheerful way. Another person is coming to the room with a frowning face. When we are talking about positivity, it is not a blind optimism. It is not a blind optimism. It is like a battery charge. So positivity means it spreads like Wi-Fi signals. When a person is, just imagine one person is coming to a room with a smile, he spreads positivity. When he frowns, okay, automatically the negative energy comes, just like a battery, positive and negative is there. And it is very well said that positivity spreads like Wi-Fi signals. So the question here, or the food for your thought, what signals are you transmitting? What signals are you transmitting? So friends, type one single word use most of us, positive or negative energy words. Because here I'm giving you the ball is in your court. Okay. Positive or negative energy words. Sometimes it may be an energy words for you. But in daily life, do you have any habit of using single words? Single words, positive or negative energy words can connect me with it. Thank you. That is a positive word. Okay. Vibes. Okay. Vibes is created. Nowadays, Gen Z is always saying about the positive vibes, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is exhibited through your actions and your presence. Okay. When you are saying you are awesome, okay, that's also happens of positivity. Okay, that's nice. Enthusiasm. Okay. Aura. Okay. Good evening to all. That is another way of, I don't know whether it is added here. Okay. Smile. Okay. Great. Okay. That's nice. Okay. Thinking. Okay. Yes, friends. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Wishing the person. Okay. Wishing the person. So now we have already discussed about positivity. Okay. Positivity. We have two examples. Now we are coming to another one. That is the next vertical pillar, that is thinking. Thinking we can connect it here as GPS. Thinking we can connect it here as GPS. GPS in the sense that when we are talking about GPS, we are all connecting with the Google. Okay. So thinking GPS of, okay, that is the matter that we have to keep in our mind. When we are thinking, when we are connecting, thinking is GPS of mind. Thinking is GPS of mind. Do you agree with me or not? Thinking is GPS of mind. When we input wrong information, we are getting wrong route. So I'm taking it's another kind of out of box thinking. So normally instead of giving the same inputs, just look here. Okay, there is thinking trap is here. Thinking trap is here. What are the thinking trap? Thinking trap is that one is fear driven. One is fear driven. Second is rigid. Third is lack of ownership. Thinking trap is fear driven, rigid, lack of ownership. We are all petty prey, means victim of all those things. Fear driven in the sense that what if negative? Suppose somebody is asking me to take a decision. In our clubs also, if you are asking somebody to take a decision, then a newcomer, in the sense that new blood will say that one, I am ready to do that one. So meanwhile, the seasoned people may say that one, better just think, son, think twice, because I have very big, very bad experiences, and he is bringing his experience to kill the enthusiasm of Gen Z. That's why Madam has given the point, knows when to step aside, share leadership, mentoring the new leader. So we not only curbing us back, we are also curbing up those people who are ready to do something. So fear driven is also there, and rigid in the sense that always saying that never mindset. Come on here. 10 years before we tried our level best to do this project here. This time also the world is not changed. The people is changed, but the world is not changed. Bringing so many philosophies, rigid, always never mindset. And another group of thinking trap is there. We are also victim of that thinking trap, that is external blame. Whenever things are not happening the way that we have imagined, or where we visualized, or we have planned, then we are saying that it is not my fault. If anything has happened, it's not my fault. It's the government fault. Or I handed over this subject to another director, so that is his fault. It's not my fault. The pushing away the ball from our side to the other side. These are all very big one. So that is another thinking trap. How to overcome that one? So my dear friends, we are talking about the positivity. Already we have positivity. Now we are thinking, talking about thinking. Thinking we are connecting as the GPS, and in the GPS we are looking into thinking traps. 3 points are written here. How to overcome that one? Okay, how to overcome that one? Any suggestions from your side? Any suggestions? How to move away from fear driven? The first point. What if negatives? What if? If you always use if and buts. Okay. Accept challenges. That's nice. Accept challenges. That is nice. Okay. The challenges for the seasoned people. Be overcomer. Okay. For a seasoned people, what will be the your okay pre-planned Venkatesh ji? Okay, believe in yourself. For a seasoned people, just like 10 years or 15 years in lionism and doing so many things in the past years, but not able to overcome the fear factor. That is, if anything happens negative, confidence. Okay, okay, here your inner voice. Okay, okay, that's nice. Knowing the actual meaning of leadership. Okay, shows the way, moves the way. Okay, build our inner strength, accept changes. Okay, that's nice, Sanjeev ji. Okay, very nice. Madam, okay, listen to fears, do not dismiss them. Then be solution focused. Wow. Listen to fears. Okay, the root cause analysis happened there. Why it is happening? Why the person is saying about that? And why he is bringing negatives? So listen about the fears and find out reasons. Okay. So now, generally, we could bring instead of fear driven, we can come with reframing. Reframing. Reframing is also happens from our experience and root cause analysis and practical thinking and problem solving, logical thinking. All these things are coming in fear driven. That is reframing. So don't say what is negative. So we have to move away from that and reach it. From the reach it, we have to say possibility lens. When I'm saying that rigid, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. This is not happen in other countries. This is not happen in other cities. This is not happen in the all the chapters. So this is not going to happen in our chapter. Instead of that one, use possibility lens, very costly lens. Okay. Then instead of lack of ownership, we have to be creative questioning. Be creative questioning is very, very important. Nowadays, you know that we are inviting the Gen Z to our organization, more youth to our organization. In our good old time, we have created a pathway in the sense a system we were following. If our what do you say that for all the people in the sense that our elders, whatever they say, we are ready to say yes. We will never oppose them. But Gen Zs, they are not going to blindly believe. They will question them. Question in the sense that until otherwise, logically, if they are not getting answers, they will start questions. So instead of giving instructions with the so-called experience, give them rule. There comes, try to understand the fear factors, why it is so, and create a platform there, discussions, and make sure that from fear driven to reframing, from rigid to possibility lens, and lack of ownership to creative questioning, then our thinking, that input to the Google map is getting to the shape. You will get in a right path to reach our aim. From there, we are coming to the question to you. Think a recent setback that has happened in your life. Not to be connected with your personal life, can be connected with our lion's life. If you reframed it as an opportunity, now we have to reframe, because we are coming to the second one. We have to reframe it as an opportunity. What new possibility could come out of it? Just think about one incident that has happened recently. And if you can put that one to our chat box, give a one-word answer in chat. Think of a recent setback. If you reframed it as an opportunity, what new possibility could come out of it? One word answer in chat. Others can, okay, in flood time, of course. Okay, in flood time, that is, we could understand what's the meaning of service, what is the meaning of brotherhood. Okay, so what is a is a very philosophical one. I think all of a sudden we will not be able to give an answer for this. It's highly philosophical. We have to think a lot whether I have undergone this one. Okay, LCIPs complained that they had no opportunities. Skill. Wow, nagaRAJU sir again. Yes, sir. Very good. Okay, no, you are giving opportunity, and I'm getting the 53rd. That's I'm the lucky person for that one. So change the style of meaning of rigid. Fantastically, that connect. The point is connected very well. Point is connected very well. I think all of us, the 109 people, can understand right now how to reframe it to an opportunity. So, friends, now comes the muscle. Muscle in the sense that habit is muscle of change. Habit is muscle of change. How many of you are aware about, or how many of you know about marginal gains theory? Marginal gains theory put forward by Dave Braille's forward. He coached the British cyclist. At the most of the training rooms, we are using the same one. 1%. If you're getting time, please go through it. It's another story. It's a very motivational one. If you are adding 1% every day in our life, we are getting 37% of increase in a year. Very fantastically, he proved. The British cyclists, once they were very back, and after that one, they were number one for more than 10 years because he applied this marginal gain theory. Not a very big change all of a sudden, 1%. From there, we are getting a clue, taking a clue that to another one, the master James Clear, that is Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is one of the fine-tuned book. Fine-tuned, not I could say book. It's an what to say Bible. It's a Bible for everybody. The age is not an what is it? Age is not a bar for this one. Everybody will get 1 point that one. From there, I'm taking an example which can be very, very apt for our present scenario, because he always say that make it obvious. What is habit? He says that make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. End of the day, that habit must give you satisfaction. The habit is not to make others happy. Habit is not to create any kind of what you say situation where everybody will come and what you say encourage you and slap on your back by saying that Manoj, you are very nice. Sorry, it is not for them. It's for me. It is for me. That is the outcome, the input and output. Then here he comes, James Clear's habit loop. Okay. For further this one, please go through that book. Very fantastic one. It's not mine. He's came with a very, very simple one, how we can practice daily in our life. James Clear's habit loop. So here he is coming with 4 quadrants. One is Q. With the Q, he is giving, it's known as trigger. It is known as trigger. This is the trigger that initiate the habit. Okay, I will come there later. Second is craving. Second point is craving. Okay. After craving, we have to go response. And finally, reward. Very simple step. Very simple step. We already learned about 21 days of habit formation and all those things. Here is a very simple step which will definitely change your destiny. Destiny in the sense that desired destiny. So Q here, Q is a trigger. This is giving a trigger. That means how it is. I will come with an example. After getting the trigger, it's a kind of fire on your belly starting, craving. Craving in the sense I have to do that. I have to do that. When the craving is to the top, you will respond. That comes in action. That comes in action. When the action comes, especially we are getting rewards. This rewards is not getting from outside, but the reward is getting from inside. Just an example. Just an example in the sense that when you are a very small example, which can entire people can connect to that one, because nowadays post what do you say, all the kind of epidemics, we are all very aware about our health. Okay, so the here comes. Okay, I used to think about my body, I used to think about my fitness, I used to think about my all this comes. So I have purchased and a gym bag, but only 1 month I went there, because on maybe 2 3 weeks I went there. Okay, by seeing the photographs, by seeing the video, then it's over. Typical one. Manoj is right now back to Manoj. But seeing the gym bag at the door and the photos and the videos, it's a triggering me. Manoj, come on, yeah, come on. When the triggering is happening on the right time, don't ask me which is the right time. It depends upon person to person, depends upon the mood also. Okay, I cannot say in the morning or evening or in the night. It depends upon. Okay, then the craving is coming there. Come on, yeah. Now I have to desire for fitness, energy, and stress relief. Okay, so that is a craving. Okay, okay. Then for that one, I have to move out my comfort zone. Then I'm going to health club and work out. So when I am spending time there, result is not for others. Result is not from others. Result is not for others. Result is for me. That is, my endorphins are increasing, improved health, confidence. So my happiness, I'm spreading happiness. As we discussed about that of Wi-Fi, I'm spreading the signals of positivity, because I'm happy, I'm healthy, and automatically I can accept others. So when we are engaging service also, we can connect the points here. We can connect the points how to master the service. When we say that karmanne vadhigaraste mahabhaleshu kadacha, this was the sentence which is started in the beginning. Do your duty, do the seva, service, the friendship, the very what Ram Manoharji has uh, discussed about service, the friendship, and connected with the service. When we do the service, connect this service. How a person will be connected to the service by using James Clear's habit loop. This has to be imbibed. This has to be imbibed. Then it is becoming our culture. So any point you wish to bring in your life, which can be connected to habit loop. Maybe our lines, what do you say, that of in our Reliance organization, or individual promotions, or our projects, or participation of the members, everywhere you can connect it. So for that one, you have to practice it. For that one, we have to practice it. Once we are practicing it, we are becoming masters. So friends, this is the third point. So the three verticals. So my dear friends, if you could pick one small habit, if you could pick one small habit starting today that adds positivity, what would it be? Please share in charge. When we could one small habit starting today that adds positivity, what would it be? Share in chat. That means you are taking a pledge. You are taking a pledge today. Nobody is going to watch it. Nobody is going to question it. But your inner soul is asking to you, okay, on this day, Gandhi Jayanti day, Dasara day, we are taking one pledge. Okay, please. One small habit starting today. Is it we are still thinking about, okay. No issue. It will take time. Good quality to myself and family, of course. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. At least 1 hour for family. That's my ignore negativity. Tomorrow's day will be the different. Okay, that is true. That there is a very fantastic philosophy. Okay, we don't know what's tomorrow itself, but we always give that of alarm in the mobile. Okay, that's happened. So even though we don't know what is happening to tomorrow, control my anchor. Okay, Rajanji, very nice. Okay. So mindfulness, okay, that's the most important one. When we eat, when we drink, whatever we do, mindfulness must be applied there. Then it will be the nice, what is it? We could say that we will be in trance. Okay. Positive declaration in every way. So my question here, my dear friends, the positive is energy. Positive is indicating energy. and thinking is our GPS, and habit is the muscle. When these three things, the three vertical, not three things, the three superpowers coming together, positive thinking habit comes to your life. So when energy is positive, when energy is positive, thinking is directed, and habits are automated, success become a lifestyle, not an accident. This is a sentence we started out the program. When energy is positive, then thinking is getting a direction. So habits are also automated. And as you know that I'm not going to the theories just like consciously, unconscious, when we are not going to, because all that of theories, you know it better than me. But success becomes your lifestyle, not an accident. To become success, the habit must be there. So my dear friends, these are all the three vertical points. Each points are superstars, but when we bring it together, then it is becoming a weapon for us to conquer the negatives in the life. So friends, in short, one line. In short, one line. What is a takeaway? What's your personal definition of positive thinking habit now? One line takeaway, exactly 25 minutes. One line takeaway. What is your personal definition of a positive thinking habits now? We discussed so many points, only 3 points from three different angles. So, in your one, what's the definition you wish to give you for positive thinking habits now? Believe in yours, leading to destiny. Yes, Ms. Gandhi, very nice. Believe in yourself, leading to destiny. Yes. Our destiny is not created by anybody. Our destiny is not carved by anybody. Our destiny is purely in our hands. Success. Start the day with gratitude, of course, Binduji. Start the day with gratitude. Don't hurt others. Give happiness. Spread happiness. Wow. I must be the reason for the smile of others. That's when we do service, when we do seva. Okay. So, what is a positive thinking habits now you for you? So, friends, okay, so think about it. Come with your definitions. Don't be the victim of others' definitions. Just like Amazon's Anton Jeff said, you can learn from others, but never copy. You can learn from others, but never copy. So make sure that your definition must be yours. So gratitude should be the part of our attitude. No complaints. Okay, no complaints. Very fantastic thoughts. So friends, here ends my program. So thank you. Thank you very much for actively listening the program and the subject matter. Okay. So remove the spotlight. I can see everybody right now. Okay. So here the full stop for my short program, Positive Thinking Habits. So thank you very much for the active listening. If you to share certain points for the knowledge of others, okay, please. Okay.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation and then throwing some new light on what positive thinking is and also giving us quite a lot of insightful ideas about how we can improve the quality of our thoughts and how we can make better habits so that our life is much more, successful. Thank you. I told you already that Manoj is an international trainer. He is associated with Macmillan India. He is associated with the Green Tech Company and quite a lot of other corporate companies where he trains people. Now it's time for, listening to you. You can, in case you have any questions, I'll allow you to unmute you. You can just raise your virtual hand so that it will become easy for me to identify you and I will unmute you and then you can ask the question. You can also give your comments on the program. Yeah, over to you, all of you. Does anybody have a question? Manoj, what's your suggestion to people to make some very, 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 very simple initiatives, simple efforts to begin thinking more positively than what we have already been doing? The first step.
Sir, you are asking a very big philosophical question because it's very difficult to give an answer because every day we are starting with a positive thoughts. But the thing is that when on the just 90 percentage today is repeating tomorrow, but the 10 percentage that is not in our hand. So if you can control your mind, when you are controlling our mind, then it will be easy for us to step into new habit formation. But most of the time what is happening that when we are be in the loop of that one, we are forgetting some other factors which is affecting our lifestyles because we are not alone, we are committed in the family. So when it were committed in the family, the duty of us is differs. So here, if you are coming with a single definition to create a certain pathway to foreign habit formation, from my side, frankly speaking, I am also looking for that answer.
Manoj, one more thing. You began your presentation by telling us that everybody thinks that one is thinking positively. Even the villain in the movie thinks that he is doing something positive. So, is there any yardstick? Is there any measuring yardstick that tells us that our thoughts are negative? How do we know that we are thinking negative?
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Sir, when I am saying that one, I'm very positive. Sorry. When nagaRAJU sir says that Manoj is positive, then starts my journey. It is not me. The others has to say that one. So if I'm creating that image, if I'm creating that one, it is known as image. Image in the sense that in my absence, what people say about me, that's my images. Just like that one, I have to create such an, as in our beginning itself, Mr. Ram Manohar started with a friendship and then connected with the accept service. That means don't expect anything. So philosophically speaking, whatever you do without any expectation, then start an aura, and that will be an answer for, to a certain extent, that will be an answer for you, sir. I think so.
Thank you very much, Manoj. That's a wonderful idea how to evaluate ourselves. So some kind of a reflection supported by what others tell us. Ramesh, do you have a question? Ramesh, you can
Yes,
unmute
yes,
yourself.
sir. Really, Manoj sir, it is a very interesting section and we learned a lot. Now, my question is how to overcome negative thoughts?
How to overcome our
Negative
mental
thoughts. Negative thoughts.
negative thoughts. Sir, in our good old days, we used to use an Dr. Johnson's method. Dr. Johnson's method is in the very simple sense. Don't uh, don't give more importance to the name. You may take that papers like this. So one side is this one this side one. So plan this A and this is B. You can write what is negative to you, what you positive to you. Then think about, you need a mentor to find it out what is negative and what is positive. So whenever we do SWOT analysis, this type of the questions comes. When we think about certain strength, when we think about certain our weakness, most of the time weakness is our strength. Weakness is our strength. Just like when you think about negative, suppose in the sense that I am coming from a village, my parents are teachers, and whenever I do something, my father used to say that one, we are coming from we are not coming from such a family, Manoj. There are chances are there people will be in the sense are always negative. When I say that, father, daddy, why are you always saying negative? When you're saying no, then he said one valid point to me, Manoj, when you are saying that anything you can do, you are going with a positive attitude, and if anything happens against you, you will move away from the place. But when you see about the negative, then you will be able to see the positive. It is just like that one, when that of parachute, it is a result of negative thinking. So in such a level also, so Rameshji, think about the negative, please write down and fine tune, and whether it is negative or not, that other people will say that one. For that one, you need a person who can mentor you, counsel you. Normally, we will say to the children, we will say that positive thoughts, just like somebody has given that reply in our this one, 10 positive thoughts, the strong words from Abdul Kalam sir. But over an age, this will not work. We have to find it out. We have to find it out whether it is negative or positive.
Manoj, there is a comment from Sai Kumar. He says, positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. And
Yes.
he says that it does not mean avoiding problems. Positive
Yes.
thinking is, not this. That's what he says.
Very good. And on the third floor of a building, if a competition is happening, just to jump down, if anybody is saying that I won't do that one, it is not negative attitude. It is thinking about what will happen after that one. So very nice. Doesn't mean that ignoring reality or avoiding problems. Exactly.
And there is another comment from Kshama. She says, finding solutions to difficulties is positive.
Yes. Solution to difficulties is positive. Yes. It's just like a hat, sir. But end of the day, not in an official way, two negatives comes together, positive comes. That's also the part of that.
We have another 4 or 5 minutes in case anybody has a question. You're welcome to ask it, or you can even give your own comments on this topic. Maybe you can take half a minute to tell us how you developed positive thinking habits, how you started thinking positive in various kinds of circumstances. In fact, Manoj during his presentation asked us to think of one situation, one recent situation. Sorry, I'm not well actually. So one situation where we had a setback, and then we utilized some creative, we found a creative solution, and we moved on to something positive. And he asked us to tell him how did we do that. In case you have some solutions, you can still recount them, reflect on them, and tell us. Is there something called positive and negative energy within us, Manoj?
Yeah. You are talking about one setback. When setback in the sense that previously it seems to a setback. Right now we are not seeing it as a setback. It is seeing as an opportunity. So any one of you in project terms or in terms of any kind of implementation of our international projects or the related matters, once it was a setback, think about it, whether it is a setback or an opportunity. That's also can be connected it.
I think something very similar has been said here by Bindu Subramaniam. She says that instead of thinking that the room is dark, we can begin thinking that this is only the absence of light. So the moment we begin thinking, we condition our mind to think that, it's light, it's not, light is still not there. Perhaps we'll begin thinking positive.
That's nice.
And Lata Gujar says, by practicing meditation, we can begin thinking
Yes,
positively.
regularly. That's one of the ways.
And Srinivas says, positive thinking helps us to move towards with greater confidence.
Then again comes the great philosophy. Let's start, don't think about the result. Isn't it, sir? Okay.
I'm sorry. There is one comment from Sheikh Mahbub Basha. He says, by starting without thinking about the results, I think Manoj also quoted from the Bhagavad Gita to say that. So don't worry too much about the consequences and also the responsible. Just act. Glass is half full and glass is half empty is two different ways of looking at it, pessimistic and optimistic. Professor Damodar says being happy with what we have, that is contentment, is beginning of positive thinking. Contentment as long as it does not work against your ambition. Yeah, yes. Waking up tired instead of I hate mornings, think a fresh day means I get another chance to do better. Thank you. Can we change our environment to think positive? Or maybe there's I don't know, maybe there's a question, I think. Does environment change? Does a change in environment help us think positively.
Here, can I bring in some business thoughts here? Okay. When our government, that is Nitin Gadkari, started to implement curtail that of usage of petrol, and when it is started, then EVM is the result of that one. EVM is the result of that one. Solar energy is the result of that one. So that's also, in the first sense, it may see that it's a setback, but it's not the setback. It is another opportunity for us. So that's the same one. Environmental changes also that happens. In which sense it's asked a question, I don't know. But anyway, we can connect it.
Yeah. Is it all? Or are there any other questions? I can wait for a minute longer to take if you have a question. I think there are no other questions. Maybe we can move forward. So let me tell you that the next presentation is on October 16th. And this is going to be made by Balbir Singh Sani. And the topic is going to be, why do we need leaders? Are leaders really necessary? Not only in lionism, but everywhere. Can we all work together? Can we all work on our own? Can everybody not lead oneself? Do we need leaders? Is the question, and he's going to answer that. So, like Balbir, I don't find him in the meeting here. So, on his behalf, I would like to thank every one of you for making this possible today. I think we have had some more than 100 people in the beginning, but it's dropped to 73 now. Anyway, I request all of you to carry this message forward and then invite your friends to the next presentations. And please be here on October 16th. Past International Director Madana Gopal is going to be the chief guest that evening. And the topic is certainly going to be very, very useful and interesting to everybody. I also would like to tell you that this is my contact number, 9866411211. And in case you wish to receive information about the future episodes of this program, SkillUP, you can either send a hello to me on my mobile number, or there is a QR code there on the screen you can see. You can just use that QR code to become a member of the group in which I post these messages in future. So this presentation is going to be uploaded to YouTube in a day or two, and you can watch it there. So thank you very much once again for being here. I thank the chief guest, Dr. Patty Hill. I know how difficult it was for her to give us time, and then she lives in a different part of the world. It's not the same time for her. Maybe most likely it's early morning or evening. She hails from Canada. I don't know in which country she is today. So it has been I think all of you know that she was not only just the president of the International Association, she was the chair of the Lions Clubs International Foundation. She taught at the university, and she has done a lot of work for the